Today we're welcoming Fady Abusidu, who is the Palestinian representative for Britain and Ireland, here to the Assembly to meet Martin McGuinness. He's a guest of the International Department, and he's going to brief the party widely on what's happening in Palestine at the minute. We're always willing to do whatever we can to help the situation. The Palestinians have a lot of empathy in Ireland. We saw during the recent bombardment of Gaza the vast numbers of people in Ireland that came out onto the streets. The great support there was for the flotilla, the Freedom Flotilla, to try and break the siege of Gaza, and the help in general there has been from Irish people towards the Palestinians in their time of need. So that's what we're going to discuss, all those issues today, and we're going to be brought up to date on the deteriorating situation in Palestine at the minute.
Well, I mean, historically the links between the Palestinian Authority and Sinn Féin have been very strong. We regard the whole issue of peace in the Middle East as a key priority for world peace, and there is a huge responsibility on those particularly who have been involved in conflict, such as the conflict that we have seen in our country, to be supportive of all those who are seeking political solutions to conflicts in which people are losing their lives. So this was a very important meeting. Very pleased to hear the analysis, and very pleased to continue with the work of solidarity that we in Sinn Féin have been involved in for a very, very long time with the Palestinian people. And obviously we think there is a huge responsibility on the Israeli government to become seriously involved in a peace process, and an even greater responsibility on everybody within the international community, including world powers, to make their own particular contribution to ensuring the creation of peace negotiations which are about dealing with the issues that lie at the heart of the conflict. The terrible suffering that we saw inflicted on the Palestinian people with the bombardment of Gaza horrified all of us, and I think all of that should be an impetus to us to redouble our efforts to support those who are seeking a political resolution of what has been an age-old conflict.
Absolutely delighted to welcome Fady to the parlour today. It was very important that I heard firsthand the kind of impact that the current conflict in Palestine is having on the people, and particularly we heard about West Bank. But of course we heard some of the issues around international law in terms of food production and food selling. So it was important that I heard that firsthand. So I was delighted to welcome him here. And as people would know, I mean, the relationship between Belfast, Ireland and Palestine is a very strong one, and has went back over a number of years. People have always kind of raised to the call for support and provided much service. I mean, a ship went out not too long ago, and people have went out of their own accord with lorry loads of kind of goods to support the people in Palestine who are having it very tough. So it was important that kind of we cemented that friendship again today.
It was really, really great to have Fady here tonight, because people were able to hear it firsthand what's actually happening over in the occupied territories and in Gaza, but particularly in recent weeks and months and what has happened there. People have been asking, people all over Belfast have been asking about, what can we do? And there were a number of different organisations and groups represented here tonight, and everybody wants to get involved to try to help, because really, they see the devastation, they see the brutality, and they see the human rights abuses from the Israeli government on the Palestinian people, as I said, on their television screens, through social media, and people really, really want to do something to help. So that was why people came here, and that was why it was so good to have him to be able to tell people at first hand. There's been a long-standing friendship between Sinn Féin and the Palestinian people, indeed between the Irish people and the Palestinian people, and that's went on for decades, and we want to ensure that continues. We want to ensure that we can support them in whatever way we can.
I came here today to meet with Sinn Féin members and to meet friends from the Irish people to continue our ongoing discussion and debate about political cooperation and about the situation in Palestine. I met this morning with Martin McGuinness. Meeting Martin was very important today. It shows the amount of interest, attention that the Sinn Féin and the Sinn Féin leadership gives to the issue of Palestine and to cooperation with Fatah. We had a very positive and productive exchange on so many issues relating to the situation in Palestine, politics of the Middle East, action in Europe, the EU policy as well. The situation in Palestine is very, very serious, is very dire. The atrocities happening on a daily basis against the Palestinian people continues. The settlement activities is ongoing. Today, the Israeli government announced 1,400 units expansion in settlements around Jerusalem in clear and absolute defiance of the international will, as well as disregard of international law, which is adding fuel to the fire, considering that the recent eruption of violence has increased the possibility of stagnation politically, put the parties apart further, added to the mistrust that has been ongoing, the extrajudicial killing that the Palestinians are the subject of is continuing. We are here to continue our discussion to find a way forward outside of this circle of violence, to try to reach and establish an international coalition, to find a solution that is based on international law that will bring the parties together around the negotiating table in a framework that is based on international law and joint vision. If I have a message for the Irish people, it will be that your brothers and sisters in Palestine appreciate very much the amount of work you're doing, the attention and interest of the Irish people, the solidarity with the Palestinian people, the work that is being done at the European level by MEPs of Sinn Féin, particularly Martina Henderson, is vital to keeping the issue alive and keeping the issue on the European agenda. The Irish people are our brothers, and their support is vital for trying to find a way forward. The Palestinian struggle will continue, doesn't matter what happens, because that's our cause, that's our fate. This is our land, and we're not going anywhere. There is no reason why we should wither away and die. It's our rights, it's the future of our kids. We have to fight for our kids. That's why we have no alternative but to continue our struggle until we realize our rights.